Hey guys, we are going to be going through our budgeting basics series and we are on step number 2. So today we're going to be diving in a little bit more and talking about just the overall debt and figuring out a really good system and a process on how to tackle that and to move forward. Now with step 1, we talked a lot more about your expenses and mainly those variable expenses that are really hard to figure out, really hard to kind of grasp and understand until you do that deep dive to know what type of spending that you're doing and what type of budget you're going to be needing to set up. So I like to call these first 2 steps kind of the gathering information phases, because this is where you're trying to get the full picture before you get your budget set up. And I think that that's one of the best things. When you're trying to set a budget, you've got to make sure you have all of the facts and you're dealing with realistic numbers. We don't want to go in blindly and just set this ideal budget that is not attainable or achievable. Now, one of the first things as we're going through any of this is making sure that our mindset is in the right place. If you guys are ready to get out of debt, if you are committed, if you are ready to follow the Lord and let Him lead and guide you, then let's go, let's jump in. But if you're not quite there yet, I would encourage you to continue doing some more praying and really just seek the Lord and ask Him to reveal and to change and to show you what you need to do to get prepared. I think that there's a lot of things going through this process that you're going to have to be understanding and okay with giving up, and with also just allowing the Lord to teach you. There's so many things He's going to be revealing to you and teaching you through this whole process of trying to get into a much more financially secure or financial peace position. So we've got to be willing and able to take some criticism, take some lessons, take some things away maybe that we're not used to, and that's okay. And again, we have to keep in mind that these things might be temporary. We can't look at this and panic. This doesn't mean that this is going to be the way for the rest of our life, right? This is for a period of time, for a season, to get you out of debt, to get you into a better place, to get you maybe on track of a budget and being able to steward that and know how to keep a budget. So there's always purpose in this. So let's make sure that we stay focused and stay present in the step that we're on. As we're talking through the debt, one of the biggest things is kind of deciding, do you want to do the debt snowball or the debt avalanche? There are 2 different methods that I personally would recommend. I've done both. I prefer the debt avalanche, but if you're really struggling with being able to pay down the debt, then I suggest starting with the snowball method, because snowball method, you're actually going to start to see your debt getting paid down quicker, and it's going to give you a little bit more encouragement, whereas the avalanche is going to take a little bit longer, but it's going to save you the most amount of interest. So it just depends on which one you want to go with. So I've put together a really easy spreadsheet for you all. It's going to be available down in the description below, so you can grab your copy, because I really want you guys to get started and I want you to get into a financially secure position. I want you to be able to get a hold of your finances and your budget. So what I want you to do is to take that sheet, download that, and kind of set it up. So I have 2 different tabs with the snowball or the avalanche, whichever option you choose, and then you're going to plug in your numbers, plug in your debt, and all the info. And if you've got any questions, just don't hesitate, reach out, send me an email. But it's pretty self-explanatory, I think, and hopefully this will allow you to get a really good snapshot picture. Now this is something you're going to be managing from month to month, and you want to make sure you stay on top of it, but it should help really give you a very clear overview. I'm all about kind of seeing the big picture first before we start to drill down. All right, so I'm just going to show you real quick. This is the first page, and it's going to give you a breakdown of the snowball versus the avalanche. So I wanted to give you a little introductory page, and then you've got the snowball and avalanche tabs. Now we're going to walk through just a really quick example here to show you. So this is just an example of a $1,000 credit card where you would be putting in the interest and your minimum payment. And I am not going to go and figure out the interest amount that you're going to be adding into this, but what I'm going to show you is down here now, we are going to actually put in what we're paying. So with the first card, you're going to have a minimum payment, but hopefully you're going to be able to pay a little bit more on that. So that's going to be our goal, getting a max amount that you can kind of pay on this credit card. And then again, all the other ones would be set up with a minimum payment. And then at the bottom of this, you're going to be highlighting in the block yellow, because you want to see kind of your ending goal. This was really helpful when my husband and I were paying off the $22,000 of debt, and it really just gave us a great visual, plus it allowed us to track it each month. So then you would continue on with each column in the credit cards, and you would be putting in whatever minimum payment for each until that first card's paid off, and then you roll it over. So we just have to remember that as we are doing this, we continue to seek the Lord's guidance. We continue to ask him for his hand upon all of this, for him to guide it, to teach us, to show us, to reveal things. It's a constant work in progress through the whole system. And I just want to remind you guys of that, of how important that is. And as you've got all this set up, you're going to be gathering all this information and getting ready for the next step in the next phase. So stay tuned for that video, and I thank you guys so much for being here. I pray these videos will bless somebody out there and that they are helpful, and I will see you all in a video soon. God bless.